on Latrice Curry for Eye on Health reports each Thursday, only on Channel 3 Eyewitness News, live at 5.
If you were watching our show this morning and perhaps you're in the market to buy a new house, you know certainly what a hot market it continues to be in Chattanooga. But this is your day because Bruce Dodd from People's Home Equity happens to be on the show with some insider tips on how you can be prepared to get the house of your dreams. Good to see you this morning.
Hey, it's always a pleasure.
I had two conversations actually this week with two different people talking about how in their neighborhoods, typically there are a number of houses for sale, and at the moment there are no houses for sale. It is still very much a seller's market, isn't it?
Yeah, I think right now there's something like 1,300 homes for sale in the city of Chattanooga. Typically it's about twice that. Mm-hmm. It's absolutely a market with more demand than there is supply.
So neither one of us will want to get political, but we are now just 30 some odd days away from the election. Do you think that people are going to be trying to hurry to close on a house prior to election day, wait and see what happens, or should they really worry about it that much with interest rates as low as they are?
I think right now what you're going to see with most people who are in the housing market is they're letting the availability of the right house dictate what they're doing. Mm-hmm. I mean, you've got a time right now where the cost of acquisition due to interest rates is as low as it's ever been. So your dollar goes a long, long, long way. So right now, if people are able to make something happen, if they can find the right house, they're absolutely doing that. When you talk about what happens, when there's an election, who knows? I mean, there's, if we look, there's all kinds of people prognosticating about this and prognosticating about that. And so, but right now you have a historically awesome time to buy a house. Right. So if you are in the market, I think most people are just, when they find the right house, they're making that move.
So let's talk about that, because that's when you want that preparation to be meeting the opportunity that's coming your way, because the last thing you want, you've said, is to walk into a house and fall in love with it, but you don't have your finances in order to make the offer.
Yeah, I think it's really important right now to get yourself as prepared as you possibly can. A lot of mortgage companies, because, right now the world is either buying a house or refinancing a house, so it's a busy, busy, busy time. And so a lot of companies, aren't doing as much work on files or for borrowers that don't have property yet. Our practice is to get those files fully underwritten so that borrower is essentially shopping with cash, and we're still doing that, and we get it done. We can get that process done very, very quickly. So what we're advising people is you want to be able to make yourself stand out from the crowd as much as possible. And so if you're a fully underwritten, sure thing, then you're going to have a lot better chance of getting that property under contract than somebody who is delivering, obviously, a pre-qualification letter from an internet company where everybody knows they didn't really do much. They just took the information you gave them and spit something back out.
Right. And you don't even stop there, because you believe so much in your own vetting process, if you will, that are you still doing that seller's guarantee or buyer's guarantee, seller's guarantee? What do you call it?
Yeah, so absolutely. So yeah, we still guarantee the process as long as it's not something that's property related, because obviously we don't get to see the property before somebody goes under contract, or it's not related to the title, but yeah, we absolutely do. So so that's another assurance. So the thing is, I would tell folks, is that now's a great time to buy a house. Rates are so low you can barely see them. And it just makes your dollar go a lot further. But it's a market, if you're not prepared, you're going to be very frustrated.
Do you do anything much, Bruce, with refinancing? Are you seeing some people say, you know what, we've got to go ahead and drop from 4% down to 2%? And
we do, although we're very conservative about that. So I talk as many people out of that as I suggest. I'll probably talk more people out of refinancing, because depending on what your loan balance is, depending on what your plans are for the house, depending on where you're really at, I think you got to go more than just look at interest rates. Yeah, your interest rate's dropping, but if you're not, let's say you paid 5 or 6 years on a mortgage, you don't want to just go back to 30 years, because yeah, you're saving money each month,
right,
but your cost money in the long run. So refinancing is something that you really need to look at it as you're making a business decision. It's kind of like a business, looks at how they're financing things every year. I think homeowners should do the same thing. But you should look at it with a very critical eye and make sure that you're looking at costs and benefits and what are your plans for that house ultimately. Okay,
that's why they use you, because you're the one always looking at those particulars to advise your clients, and we're awfully glad that you do.
Yeah, well, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, people can find you, Bruce, at 6650. Do I have it memorized? 6650 East Brainerd Road.
That's right. And then chatmortgage.com. We got a lot of people looking at us online these days. Or just give us a call, 423-591-9801. We'd love to talk to you.
Always good talking to you.
My pleasure.
We're back after this.
So much fabric.